Good morning, Storm fans. Bryant here. We are playing the Epic Storm today in a Legacy Challenge. We are playing 11.1. This is what I ran last week as well. Pretty stock. We're already paired for round one, so we're just going to dive right on in. And we are facing Oddball, who, according to Goldfish, plays Poki Pile. This seems okay. We're going to try this. So, one of the reasons that this hand is fine is that neither of our lands get stifled. We also have a protection spell. Well, that's a good draw, because that gives us a green source for the Veil. One of the things about the Pokepile deck, though, is it does have Narset, and Narset makes our Burning Wish a little bit worse, because it shuts off both Echo and Peer, forcing us into empty. And that's a Sylvan. Which might play to our advantage with these Burning Wishes. I mean, it's going to be tougher to fight through more cards, but Chromox is not an ideal draw. And they're going straight to 11. Another Wasteland. Do I want to ponder? Probably. I mean, we're going to lose our land to Wasteland, but I feel like we need to hit more acceleration. The second Veil on top is pretty good, just because if they do go really low, we'll be able to, like, Grape Shot instead of just Tendrils. So, I just want to think this through. So, let's say we play... I don't really want to draw Ponder next turn. So let's say we start off by going like Petal, Dark Ritual. You just need, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding this right. Petal, Dark Ritual. So assume these two are both Veils that get countered. I'm just going to play Petal and pass, I think. Also because like this opens up to Stifle pretty hard. Excuse me. Interesting. So, hypothetically, Ritual off Swamp, green, green, red. So, assuming that both Veils get countered, we only have 3 mana, which just isn't enough. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to imprint the Ponder. And then next turn we won't have to worry about discarding. This person also runs 2 days. Okay. We have a lot of things to consider here. One, them just drawing to a bunch of forces, but also, like, I'm a little bit worried about, like, getting stifled. Like, if they want to waste this, I don't think I care. Also, I would just love to draw Tendrils of Agony at some point. Ooh, they paid life. Please cast Arrow. I would love that. Alright, so they're definitely representing Stifle. Interesting. That resolved. I think I'm just gonna go for it here. If I get forced again, I get forced again. It's better than waiting a turn to try to Thoughtseize. I think that they have Stifle. Like, the signals this game were pretty clear. Well, they had both. That's brutal. Okay. I mean, I'm not shocked. They did draw a lot of cards this game off the library, and we kind of didn't draw what we needed. There's a few turns where we had windows, and then we just didn't draw. Like a tendrils or, something good. We only have one Burning Wish left. Our opponent's at 2, and theoretically, if we drew Burning Wish, we could Burning Wish for a Grape Shot. But it's a one-outer at this point. We also have a Tendrils, which would actually play around Stifle. Well, that was good. I think it's supposed to just jam. I mean, they have 6 forces in their deck. They probably have another one. They've used 3. Or that card. It's heartbreaking. So they're playing Arrow here, which is going to take away or out of drawing a cantrip into Tendrils. And we're just dead, so we're gonna go to the next one. Actually, maybe I should make them kill me. Like, this is game 1 and they're at 17 minutes. It's not the craziest task. So just moving forward and thinking about sideboarding right now, our opponent's last list does not play a Null Rod effect. They do have engineered explosives in the board, Return to Nature. So they have some outs to Carpet of Flowers. But what I think might honestly be best here is boarding down on artifacts, excuse me, instead of Rite of Flame. Maybe instead of that, we just board in the carpets and just have like more powerful cards overall. Question is if I'd rather have Opal or Chromox against the Stifle deck. They're pretty slow, which makes me think Opal. And I could board in Abrupt Decay, but they don't really have anything I want to decay outside of 2 Narset. I don't really want to be bringing in decays for Narset. Alright, I'm just going to submit this, I believe. And if you haven't checked it out, make sure to subscribe to the Eternal Glory podcast on your preferred podcast platform. It is myself, along with Brian Cobalt and Phil Gallagher. We mostly discuss Legacy. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, check it out. Alright, game number 2, we are on the play. It's an alright hand. I don't love this, but it's fine. We have lands, we have tutors. It's worth noting that our opponent's sideboard does have a Back to Basics in it, and there's a Stifle Wasteland deck, so having the Swamp is fairly valuable. So our opponent's deck has an EE in the board and a Pyroclasm. I don't know if they boarded in both, but part of me just wants to get empty here. I could have tried to empty last turn, but it just like there's 6 or 7 forces in their deck and it just loses to all of that. I think I'm just gonna pass. Ooh. Well, now they gave me a mana. Interesting. And they turned down Stifle. So now, if they don't want me to empty, they have to force this. Do they have another force? Boom. Please don't have your out. They chose to shuffle. That's a good sign. And they chose to shuffle again. So having carpets and rights definitely was good this game instead of having just, Chromoxin. Alright, 3 more looks. Do you have it, opponent? Please don't. Well, they didn't concede, which is, bad news. Alright, so they're on the Brainstorm Shuffle Draw. And woo! Alright, Empty gets the job done. They had a lot of looks that game. That was pretty scary. But Empty got it done. Game 3. Probably just going to leave it as is. Alright, so the plan is I'm going to draw Wishclaw Talisman for my first draw of the game. Alright, everyone in? Come on, give me Wishclaw. Alright, but now we can draw Burning Wish, and Burning Wish will still be good. That's all that did was open up Wish. That said, they now have Stifle, so Wishclaw actually gets a little bit worse. Oh, there's Claw. The problem is Stifle, but maybe that's something we just can't afford to play around anyway. If they let this resolve, they definitely have Stifle. Ooh. feel like I'm falling into a trap here. The volcanic is a little concerning as well. Maybe I should have gotten Burning Wish. Do they just have a Mind Break? Really? I feel like that's what they're just sitting on a Mind Break trap. I mean, it's not in their list, but that's what this feels like. Okay. So we could have just given them a Stifle, which would make this Claw pretty bad. Well, there it is. We have a land drop, so it's probably good to keep that. I think the answer is actually just putting the 2 blue cards back. I can probably get rid of Carpet. This worked out, but I think the safest line, honestly, would have been to get Burning Wish into Pier. Because if I had gotten forced on the Veil and then they were sitting on Pyroblast, like, that was just game over. So, like, we got lucky and we won, but I could have played that better. Like, I could have avoided Pyroblast altogether being an out. Our opponent said that they were sitting on 2 Pyroblasts and a Stifle. Alright, well, that's going to advance us to round 1, and that was fairly exciting. Stay tuned for round number 2. Hey, Bryant here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.